ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ ನಾನು?
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಬಹುಶಃ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳು ತಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಸಂಜೆಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆರೋಹನ್ 2025 ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ 21ರ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಉನ್ನತ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಇವರ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. A warm good evening to all. Today I am presenting a lecture on fluid flow and heat transfer to metallic porous media using computational fluid dynamics. If you see this topic name, some of our faculties may think that this is not cup of our tea, because this topic, which is fluid flow and heat transfer, it may be related to only mechanical, like that they may think. But actually, so every one of us, whatever human beings are there, so everyone will undergo or experience the flow of a fluid and heat transfer in our day-to-day life. See, why we are alive today, because of what? If you think, see, we are taking the oxygen that is available in our nature through our nose to the lungs, and the very, very important organ of our body, that is heart, it is a pumping of the blood to the entire body. So the blood is also a fluid. It is also a fluid. So now it is flowing through our entire body. So there is a flow of fluid is there. So wherever there is a flow of fluid, that is it may be systems or applications or wherever. So you can apply the computational fluid dynamics to study the flow behavior as well as the heat transfer characteristics. So our civil people may think, yes, fluid flow is there in our subject because they study fluid mechanics, because they see the open channel flows in canals and rivers. And if you go for CS and EC people, so they may think why we need this fluid flow and heat transfer topic, because they won't study at all this. But actually, if you see, these people, the computer science and electronics people, will use the electronic components as well as the systems, that is a computer, for a longer time. So when they use these systems, electronic components or whatever, laptops are there or mobile phones, if you use for a longer time, these will generate heat in the systems. So if you don't take up that heat outside, definitely your systems will go to fail. For example, you take any material, if you go for testing in UTS, that is UTM, Universal Testing Machine. So you will give some load. So when you give some load, it takes up to some threshold limit. So after that, what happens? Definitely your material will break. That is, it will fail. Similarly, so every system or every matter or every substance will be of, there should be some designed for some threshold temperature. So if it goes behind the temperature, definitely your systems will fail. So in order to avoid that, or in order to improve the efficiency of any systems, we should go for the very, very important analysis, that is fluid flow and heat transfer. Okay. So one may think, why porous medium? Porous medium, everywhere you can find porous medium. Even from the tea saucer, the whatever, from morning when you wake up, you have tea. So for tea, when you make a tea, you will use the saucer to filter the tea, right? So that is also a porous medium. So when you go for a bath, so you use a brush, so that is also porous medium. right? So I will explain you in my next slide. So what is this need? Okay. So these are the contents of my topic. So initially, I will go with what is fluid flow and heat transfer applications in our day-to-day life. Then I will discuss about what is computational fluid dynamics and what are its importance. Then I'm going to discuss about what is porous medium. Then what is metallic porous medium in again porous medium. Then how to model the fluid flow and heat transfer through these metallic porous medium or in general porous medium. Okay. So now after that, I will go with some numerical studies what I have carried out in the research work. Okay. Later, I will be showing some references. So this slide shows all of you that some applications related to fluid flow and heat transfer. So the first one you can take mankind, that is human. So he is taking air in and air out. That is inhalation and exhalation of air in lungs. Okay. So when he thrusts, he takes water. So water is flowing into our stomach, then large intestine, then it goes to small intestine, then okay. So the water will be used to the body. So if you take a blood, your heart is pumping the blood. So there is a flow of fluid. Yes. People may think, why the Kotesh is telling all these things? We know everything. This is a very general topic. Why he's saying this? Okay, I will come to the point later. So next one is when it comes to household. So people will prepare food on the stove. So water is contained in a pan or a bowl. Okay, now someone may think that there is no flow of fluid here because the fluid is stationary, but actually that is not the case. So when the temperature of water it reaches the boiling point, what happens? The water starts boiling. So when water starts boiling, the molecules of water starts moving upwards. So there is a flow of fluid. That is, some bubble formation will be there. So here you can see some bubble formation on the surface of the heater will be there. Then it goes to the free surface of the water. So when it is the bubble, when it vacated from the bottom surface, again the fresh molecule of water will come and it becomes a bubble. Then it starts moving upwards. So there is a movement of the water molecules in the boiling. So if you see the any heater, a gas geyser or electric heaters. So water from the roof, now it comes to your heater, then it goes to the heating section, then it's come out. Okay. So this is also one example. Just I'm saying some examples of the fluid flow and heat transfer. Okay. Now we are using, every one of us, we are using a refrigerator in order to store the vegetables, medicines, or the meat or whatever. Okay, the food items. So now here the refrigerant is flowing in the refrigerator. That refrigerant will flow. It changes its phase from liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid, and it is extracting heat from the system, and it is throwing out to the atmosphere. So here also there is a flow of fluid is there, and there is a transfer of heat is also there. So when it comes to the same air conditioner in a room, so air conditioner, what it does, it takes air from that room and it cools that air, it purifies that air and sends back to the same room. But what happens to the temperature of that air that is taken out from the refrigerator, air conditioner? So that will be thrown out to the atmosphere. Similarly, the heating and cooling of buildings, you can see this heating and cooling of the buildings. Whenever the summer is there, your building starts heated, but that heat is experienced inside also, inside the house. Even in winter, you can feel cold because of this. So how this the temperature effect is also carried, is coming inside the house. Okay, so all these simple examples of a human content household. So if you go to the mechanical thing, so every one of us, we are using a car. So car, we have petrol, so the petrol or diesel or gas. So now this gas from the tank is going to the engine where it gets burned. That is, then it is liberating the heat. So that heat is converted into mechanical work. So again, there is a flow of fluid, that is the fuel. So if you take an air compressor, what it does, it takes air from the atmosphere, compressor, it gets higher pressure. So if you take any industry, so if you take steam boilers, where in thermal power plants, the steam is converted into, water is converted into steam. Then that steam, whatever the energy that is stored in the steam is converted for electrical energy, right? So here also there is a flow of fluid is there, heat transfer is there. If you go to thermal power stations, they use cooling towers because in order to improve the efficiency and condensation process also. So if you take wind turbines, so the kinetic energy of the wind is converted into mechanical energy, and again there is a flow of fluid is there. And so when there is a rotation is there, definitely the heat will be generated. Similarly, if you go for civil applications, so there is a ground water flow is there. The flow water, whatever it is, you take a water cycle itself. So water is evaporated, it goes to them, it becomes cloud, then again raining, all these things, and it is going to the underground. So this is also the application. So open canals or rivers. And if you take electronic components, what is this electronic component generates? This generates heat. So if you take a desktop, we use a fan. Even if you take your laptops, we have a fan inside our system. So that fan is running and it is taking heat from that system. So in order to reduce the temperature inside the systems. So similarly, if you go to any companies like Wipro or Infosys, they have big clusters. So high-end systems will be used, and these will run continuously 24/7, 365 days. So all these things generate heat. So now these heat, whatever clusters will be there, those clusters will be very air conditioned, so that they can work efficiently. Now fine, whatever I have told, all these applications, but all these things you people already know. But even though I am just putting in front of you people, so one can think, so what is the importance of inhalation and exhalation of air in the lungs? So how these will be studied? So for example, if any one flow physicist, if he wants to see what are the stagnation points that are there in the lungs when a person inhales and exhales, that means the air, the oxygen, which is not reaching to the entire lungs. He can study at what places, at what regions the oxygen is not reaching, so that points can be called as a stagnation points. Similarly, if you take a heart, at what rate the heart should pump so that the blood reaches the entire body. So sometimes your heartbeats will increase, sometimes your heartbeats will come down, right? So what HP is required, horsepower is required for the pump, for the heart also. Yes, if you see that the cooking material, so what type of material I can use so that we can cook faster, and whether the material which is used for cooking will it withstand the temperature. Similarly, if you come to car, can I change the IC, the internal combustion engine cylinder, or can I change the shape of the piston? So all these things you can study only by using the computational fluid dynamics. So that is, so wherever the fluid flow is there. So definitely you can apply this computational fluid dynamics. Okay. So now we'll see what is meant by the CFD, that is computational fluid dynamics. So before that, so what is fluid? Fluid is nothing but a liquid, or it may be a gas, or it may be other material that flows or continuously deforms under shear stress, that is some tangential force. For example, you put a drop of water on your table, then with your finger, touch the upper surface of that bubble, just drag it. So until wherever the fluid will flow until you take off your finger. That means what? Whatever the finger is touching the surface of the water is there, that is the tangential force. With that tangential force, you are just pulling that water. So when you take off your finger, the water does not move. So that is what the fluid is. That is the fluid property. But the same thing you cannot apply for a solid. So it may deform slightly, but it cannot go beyond that for a tangential force. So blood, honey, helium, that is a gas, air, water, all these are examples of fluids. Again your blood and honey, these are the viscous fluids. So that is a different topic. So I will not go with that. So just if you see this, I can say the fluid, whatever the fluid is there, that if I want to study what are its characteristics, all those things, I can use fluid mechanics, that is a fluid statics or fluid kinematics. Fluid statics is the study of a fluid at rest. Kinematics means the study of a fluid in motion, but without considering the forces. But actually, it is not the case. We need to study fluid mechanics by using the fluid dynamics concept. So where we are going to consider what are the forces which are causing the motion of the fluid. So that is fluid dynamics is the science of fluid that are in motion. So now this fluid flow can be studied in 3 different ways. One is I can conduct experiments and I can see what happens in the fluid flow, or I can go with the theoretical by considering some assumptions or some ideal equations. All these things I can develop by using a theoretical models. But the third one is, that is the numerical thing, that is we are going to use a computer for analyzing all these fluid flow parameters. That is the computational fluid dynamics. It is abbreviated as CFD. So now some people used to say this CFD as a colorful fluid dynamics, because whatever contours, all those things you get, that is in terms of different colors. So in general, people say that a colorful fluid dynamics, but actually it is a computational fluid dynamics. Now we have to see what is meant by the computational fluid dynamics. So computational fluid dynamics is nothing but it is a science of predicting a fluid flow, heat transfer, mass transfer, chemical reactions, and its related phenomena by solving the mathematical equations which govern these processes using a numerical process. So we know the fluid flow equations. So fluid flow, whenever the fluid mechanics, so the people who have studied the fluid mechanics, they know that. So there is a continuity equation is there. There is a Bernoulli's equations are there. There is the momentum equation is there. Okay. So now these equations are in partial differential equation forms. So in order to study those things, we need some differencing methods or some discretization method. So that discretization method is used in your numerical process. So numerical process is, this numerical process requires a computer. Then it requires coding, that is it may be a C, C++ or Java, Fortran. Then all these things you can easily study by. Okay, so computational is nothing but a computer. By using computer, you are going to study fluid dynamics. Okay, fine. Whether this CFD results are relevant in engineering data? Definitely, yes. So it helps in conceptual conceptual studies of new designs. See, for example, one of our friend, he may be interested in asthma patients. Okay, so that asthma patients, what they use the inhaler. They use a spacer. So inhaler will be placed in a spacer, then the spacer will be kept in a mouth and they will suck that medicine. So when they suck the medicine, whether the medicine which is sprayed will go to the entire lungs, or some of the medicine, whether it will stay in mouth itself. So now the design of the spacer and design of the inhaler plays a very important role. So now he will come with one idea of some different angle of inhaler or spacer chamfing. So all these things he will come. So all these things, when he goes to any inhaler company, manufacturing company, and if he gives for that, so they will not go for production. Immediately they will not go for production, because definitely they should study, so whether the new concept will work out or not. If they don't study this, whatever that they develop, everything will go waste. So all these things, the new concept of new designs can be studied by using the computational fluid dynamics. So next, by using CFD, definitely we can study the detailed product development. So before going for production, definitely you can see what happens in the entire system or the body. So everything you can study completely, so that you can come with very good designs for production. Then whatever existing products are there, if they are facing any problem, definitely you can troubleshoot by using this computational fluid dynamics. And suppose if it is giving some bad results or something, then definitely you can redesign that concept in computational fluid dynamics. Then you can check and you can redesign that the complete system itself. So these definitely the computational fluid dynamics will help in all these concepts. Okay, CFD complements testing and experimentation, because we are studying complete fluid flow by using the computer. That is, by using numerical methods, by modeling, by simulation, by seeing the different contours, or by seeing different at what places what pressure is there, what fluid velocity is there, at what temperature is there. So everything you can see. For example, you take a aeroplane. So aeroplane you can manufacture. Then if you want to test that aeroplane, you need to build a wind tunnel. So building a wind tunnel itself is very costly and it is time consuming. And you need to place a different sensor at different places of aeroplane. So you need to capture all the flow physics from that aeroplane. So that requires months together. But the same thing, if you experienced CFD analyst is there, means he can do it within 2 or 3 days. So definitely it complements testing and experimentation. That means it reduces the total effort that is required in the laboratory. So now I will come with what are the applications of CFD. That is, you can apply in aerospace to see the lift and drag forces, or what is the aerodynamic profile that is required for aeroplanes. That also you can study. Then the flow around the car, or the flow within the car, inside the car, then that also you can study by using CFD. So this is the whatever the biomedical is there. This is the temperature distribution of a eyeball. So when the eyeball is under medication. So when they are testing, So this is the temperature distribution that has happened. So now you can apply in chemical industries. You can go for an hydraulics, that is in dams and rivers, how the flow is happening and what channel length is required or what channel angles, all those required. So that all those things you can study. And this is the ball, the flow around the ball when a football is hit by the player. So this also you can study by using computational fluid dynamics. And this is the ventilation kind of thing. So what type of ventilation is required for the human in who is working in a system, working with systems. So this is marine, oil and gas, and this is power generation. That is what I told earlier. That is the cooling towers. Now, it is very important to see how this computational fluid dynamics works. So it starts with a mathematical model of a physical problem. So on the right hand side, you can see a bottle. So this bottle, now I want to fill the water by using a filling nozzle. So now this complete bottle and the nozzle becomes the physical model, the physical problem. Okay, for this I need to set up some mathematical model. That is, it is at each section you take here, somewhere here or somewhere here, at the middle or at the bottom. So it should satisfy the continuity, momentum and energy equations. Otherwise definitely the CFD will not work. Okay, that is the conservation of mass, conservation of momentum and conservation of energy should be satisfied. Then the fluid properties, water is having a density, water temperature, what is viscosity, all this should be modeled empirically. Then we should have some assumptions such that whether you are interested the flow of water through the nozzle into the bottle as the time, depending upon the time, or after 1 hour, what happens at what amount of water is filled in this. That is transient or steady state. Transient means depends upon the time. Steady state means you, after filling half an hour or some hour, 1 hour, you are going to see, so what is the amount of fluid that is filled in the bottle. So now water is flowing inside, right? Whether it is a compressible or incompressible, whether it is a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional, whether it's a viscous or inviscid. So all these things you need to assume before going for the simulations. So then I need to provide some initial and boundary conditions, because the bottle is having a wall so that the water which is flowing inside the bottle will take the shape of the bottle, right? So the surface of the bottle we need to give as a wall. So that is as the boundary condition. What is the initial? Initial condition is required when we are going for a steady state as well as a transient case. But initially, I need to assume that this bottle is completely empty. That is my initial condition. So if I want to study this, then I need to discretize this complete bottle and nozzle. That is the bottom figure. So this is called the discretization. That means I am dividing the entire bottle into finite number of cells. So these finite number of cells completely together, it is called as a grid. So all these, whatever I said, conservation of momentum, mass and energy, all these are algebraic equations. All these algebraic equations are numerically solved on a computer at each cell, at each phase, at each node, so that you will get all the flow variables, temperature variables and other turbulence variables at each node of this computational geometry. And see, we need to solve all these conservation equations simultaneously in order to provide the solution. So there is a convergence limit is there. So it should satisfy that convergence limit. Then only you can say that the equations are completely converged, so that those results you can extract. From those results, we can extract different properties like lift, drag, torque, heat, pressure loss, or whatever parameter which is required for your analysis. That is called as post-processing. So in the CFD, so there are three steps. One is pre-processor, second one is a solver, and third one is post-processor. Pre-processor, we take a physical model, then we model it, then we divide by using discretization, we split the entire model into finite number of cells. Then we assign the initial conditions, we assign boundary conditions, and we model fluid properties. Then we are going for solver. Solver, it solves all these conservation equations. Then it gives, after we are setting convergence limit also. So when the convergence limit is satisfied, it says the solution is converged. So then we are going for post-processor. So these are the three steps which are involved in the computational fluid dynamics study. So what are the advantages of CFD? One is it is relatively low cost because we are not going for any test or experiment. We are not going for any test or experiments. Only thing is required is a high-end computers. So high-end computer and one CFD analyst is enough in order to study this. So it is a relatively low cost. Then speed. As we know, the computer these whatever specifications are increasing, the processor speed is also increasing. So the speed of the CFD results are very, very fast. So you can do analysis within a short period of time. So quick turnaround means engineering data can be introduced early in the design process itself. Then ability to simulate real conditions. So for example, I told some wind tunnel case. No? So we cannot go for hypersonic flows. Sonic is where velocity of sound and velocity of the fluid is the same. But when it goes to supersonic, itself a Mach number is greater than 1. Hypersonic means it is again greater than 1. So you cannot you cannot study these hypersonic cases experimentally, but you can study these hypersonic cases by using computational fluid dynamics. So CFD provides the ability to theoretically simulate any physical condition. This is what. Then it can, by using CFD, we can simulate ideal conditions also. And see, these computational fluid dynamics also gives the comprehensive information. For example, I have one plate that is having 100 mm. Okay, at different locations, I need to measure the temperature. So I will put 1 mm or 2 mm hole in that plate, and I will keep thermocouples at different locations. I can keep some 10 thermocouples, but I cannot keep some 100 thermocouples, right? Otherwise, the material itself will go waste because of drilling of holes in order to place the thermocouples. But in case of a CFD, you can extract the parameters which are required at any place. So experiments will give only the data at restricted place. But CFD, by using CFD, you can extract any flow variables. So even say I can measure velocity at one place. I can place anemometer in the experiments. While conducting experiments, I can place anemometer at one place and extract the velocity of the fluid. But in CFD,
till I think next week is waiting. How much time it requires?
Sir, in 10 minutes, sir.
Hey, 10 minutes just.
5 minutes almost, sir.
Wind up ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
Yes,
sir. Okay, because unless because the other 5
yes, sir. Huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Next is so for any cases we have some limitations, right? So the CFD is having limitation as it depends upon the physical models what you take, turbulence, compressibility, chemistry, so all those things. And definitely this computational fluid dynamics is introducing some numerical errors. So numerical errors like round of error. So you calculate, if you say to your student when he calculates, so 9.45 something it will come, but he will take only 2 digits. He will not go for 4 digits. Similarly, computer, even on a computer, we have some limitation of size also. So round of error will be there. And when we go for partial differential equations, definitely we use a Taylor and series expansion. When we use the Taylor expansion series, definitely we will truncate a second order, third order, fourth order. So we will truncate some equations. So that will give you truncation error. So this truncation error we can nullify by using mesh refinement. So now actually I came to my actual topic. What happens is nowadays the population is increasing day by day. So there is a revolution in automotive sector, and there is a revolution in the industry sector. That is a 4.0, 5.0 now. So and many household items are increasing nowadays. So everyone using all household items. So population, automotive sector, industry, and household items. All these things are indirectly is increasing the energy demand. So energy demand is increasing continuously. So along with this, so we are whatever the electronic components are there. So those electronic component size are becoming very, very less. So the space that is available for heat transfer is very, very less. So which increases the complexity of the problem. So now it's very important for a design thermal engineer how these efficiencies can be improved. So thermal engineer, what is the role? He has to enhance the heat transfer in the industrial as well as in engineering applications. So by enhancing the heat transfer, definitely we can improve the efficiency of the system. So what is the main motive behind the thermal engineer is he has to create new heat transfer technologies and optimize the existing technology. So which is the major research what is going on now. So the heat transfer can be increased with by using the increased surface area, or by improving fluid flow characteristics, or by using a nanofluid, that is nanoparticles are dispersed in a fluid, a base fluid. So improving the design of heat exchanging devices and use of porous media. So heat transfer enhancement can be done with two methods. One is active method, another one is a passive method. So porous media falls in this passive method, which increases the surface area. So now what is meant by porous media is, porous medium is nothing but it is a material which is of a solid matrix with interconnected voids. So you can see this figure, that is a block, whatever the block spots are there, these are called as the grain or the ligaments, and whatever white patches are there, those are all called as a pore. So through the pores, the fluid will flow, and through these grains, the heat transfer will be there. So now these grain or the ligament, it may be deformable or it may be residual, depending upon the applications. So naturally available porous mediums are sand, beach sand, wood, rock, our skin, and lungs are the natural porous mediums. You take a paper, clothing, chalk, or brick, or these are artificial porous mediums. So these are the applications of porous medium: mechanical, geological, and chemical, petroleum industries. What is metallic porous medium means? The porous medium which is made up of solid metal. Whatever the solid part of the porous medium is there, that is made up of metal, is called as a metallic porous medium. So now the researchers are very, very interested in analyzing the flow and heat transfer through the metal foams, or wire mesh, and perforated plates. So these are having very good advantages, that is high thermal conductivity, that is you can manufacture. So whatever the different materials are, like copper, aluminum, or brass, which are having high thermal conductivity. So with this, you can manufacture these metal foams or wire mesh, all those things. So as this is you can see from the figure itself, these are having a complex geometry. So you can increase the turbulence. Definitely, when turbulence increases, it increases the heat transfer. So the surface area of this also increases, and these are very lightweight, but strength is very high. Even in cost, the metal foams are costing high, but when it comes to wire mesh and perforated plates, these are less costlier, so that you can reduce the operating cost. Sir, still time is required, but if you say, I will continue, otherwise I will stop, sir.
You can go to the conclusion directly.
Sir, so these are the definitions like porosity, permeability, and porosity means to void volume to the total volume, total volume that is there in the porous medium. Then you can see this is nothing but the pore, and this is nothing but the ligament, and permeability is nothing but the amount of it is nothing but it's like restrictions to the flow. So you can see this gravel. If you place a gravel and if you put water, it will come out within 2 minutes. But when you place in a sand, it takes time. When you place in a silk slit, it takes still more time. And if you put some clay in it, definitely it takes 2 days, 3 days, like this. So this is nothing but the permeability. The amount of fluid flowing through this porous media is calculated based upon this. So flow through porous medium can be sir.
Okay.
Sir, conclusion in Madilla, sir, Nana.
Sir, for 30 minutes, very clearly told.
Yeah, sir.
So you planned for 1.5 hour session. ಇದು conclusion ಹೋಗಿ ಪರವಾಗಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ sir.
Dinner session ಅಲ್ಲಿ
sir, why
sir,
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ R1 ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್. I thank Dr. Basraj, Professor Basraj KG sir, as well as Department of Technical Education for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry I could not able to introduce Mr. Dr. Panjara Paresh. So briefly, actually he is actually has a doctorate from NITK Surkal, and he has done his master from Kumar University and bachelor's degree, and he has got a lot of teaching experience, vast teaching experience, and also has got a good research interest in computational fluid dynamics, flow, heat and transfer, and fluid flow, and heat mass and transfer systems. And he has got and already has completed 2 guidance of PhD guidance, and he has got a lot of academic laurels and achievements in his credit. So I wish you all the best. You are a very young, faculty in the Government Engineering College. So days to come, certainly will have a great scope to grow in all aspects. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now the next speaker is Dr. Mohammed Rafi, an eminent speaker from University College. Professor Mohammed Rafi, are you there? Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor. Welcome on behalf of all the participants and the officials of our department. I welcome you for this particular AROHAN series 21. Today's topic is of Professor Rafi is talking on the topic. Before topic, I think I will let me introduce him briefly. It's okay. Yeah, he has got a very good academic credentials, and he's obtained his master and BE and master's degree in computer science and engineering and PhD, and he has got very experience in teaching and industry, and he has got even broad exposure for his credit, and nevertheless, and he has got a lot of academic achievements, and he's published papers in reputed journals, and he is author of a textbook, and he has done a lot of work on as a subject expert, be a VOS member, and is a university professor, and it's our pleasure to have him on this particular session. And I will, so on behalf of all the participants over here, welcome him. Today you'll be talking on cyber security threats and challenges. Professor Rafi, I welcome you to this AROHAN session on behalf of all the participants. Over to you, Professor.
Okay, thank you. So, Good evening, respected faculty members and staff of DTE. So I thanks Professor Basraju for giving opportunity to present on today's hot area and hot topic. So everybody fears about cyber security. So let me speak about cyber security in brief because the time given is only for 30 minutes. I will try to cover maximum concepts within 30 minutes. I believe I am audible. Professor, I am audible?
Professor, very much.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes, share your slide.
Yes, I'm sharing my slide, Professor.
Company will talk to 30 minutes so that.
Yeah. I plan that I will make it.
Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience, Professor.
Let it be known, I can understand. So slides are visible, I think.
No, Professor, you can continue.
Visible, huh? Okay, fine. So before discussing in detail cyber threats, first let us know what exactly is cyber security. So in front of us, cyber security is a challenging one. Today, both the educated people and uneducated people all are getting trouble from the attackers. The reason behind this is the lack of knowledge, or I can say, even if you are having lack of knowledge, sometimes even if you are having knowledge, sometimes I can say ignorance. So I will start with single case of a threat, how even educated people got fooled with a single example. So few months before, one of the person called a retired Tahsildar lady, and he was told that I am from bank and I need some details from your side. So that lady, unfortunately, she was actually sleeping. Suddenly, when she got called, she wake up, and unfortunately, she has given all the details, whatever that person asked. So finally, after 5 minutes, she got the message that so you are, so much of amount, almost zero in account. So withdraw. So what I mean to say is, by the time it may be a negligence or ignorance or lack of knowledge, I don't know. So now it becomes a challenging in front of us how to prevent from the attacks. So why cyber security is a challenging area? The answer is very simple. This consists of 3 to 4 components. 3 to 4 components are very, we have to give importance to 3 to 4 components. First, the computer. The next is the software available inside the computer. And the third one is the network. These 3 constitute a cyber security. So this is the reason why there are so many challenges in front of us. It is not a single component. Well, so let us start with the meaning of the word cyber. So it is combining from relating to information technology, the internet, and virtual reality. This is actually the meaning of the word cyber. What is cyber security actually? The answer is it is the preventative action of protecting computer system. See, as I told earlier, so 3 things are very important. Computer system is one, networks and software from malicious attacks or unauthorized access. So computer today, if you see, there are a lot of changes in computer technology also. With respect to configuration, Pentium 1, 2, 3, 4, today latest. Even though the technology changes with computer, still there are a lot of challenges. I will discuss later what are those challenges. So softwares, if you want to use any device without software, it is difficult to use. Therefore, again, use of software, which software to use. Okay, so that is also very important, whether it is outdated or which need to be upgraded. So many challenges are there. And finally, network. So network is the root cause. Actually, internet means a collection of networks. So communication, if you want to communicate, means internet is very important. Without internet, one cannot communicate with others. Especially nowadays, there are a lot of challenges even with the use of internet also. We will discuss later. So what happened? The definition is it is a preventative action of protecting computer system, networks, and software from malicious attacks or unauthorized access. So this cyber security consists of technologies, processors, and controls. What is the purpose of this? They are designed to protect systems, networks, programs, devices, and even data from cyber attacks. So there are so many definitions of cyber security. I don't want to continue the definition. So, well, why it is a challenging one? The answer is very simple. With an increased amount of people getting connected to internet, the security threats that can cause massive harm are also increasing. Whether a person are educated or uneducated, nowadays he is good enough to use internet, especially through the mobile. So using mobile, he used to download the movies, he used to watch, even if a person illiterate, I'm talking about that. So everybody nowadays using internet, but unfortunately, they don't know whether it is a harmful software or harmful code, or they don't have knowledge. Simply they will open. So when they open, simply if they don't have knowledge, again, they easily got attacked. The attackers can hack the data, etc. So the reason is here, so many people are getting connected to internet. So by default, the security threats that cause massive harm are also increasing. So simple definition by National Cyber Security Center: the production of devices, services, and networks, and the information on them from the theft or damage. So not only managing network, you are managing network, but if you are not concentrating on the devices, it is a challenge, it is a problem. I'm talking about the challenges here now. My topic is threats and challenges. From this slide only, we can understand many things here. Network is good, but devices, if they are outdated, or if the software is not upgraded, so if these things are not good, even if the network is good, then also there is a threat. So suppose devices are good, okay, software is good, unfortunately, network, the firewalls are not strong enough. In such a scenario also, again, it is a challenging one. So therefore, for a person, he must know good enough about the devices which he is using. He must know about the software which he is using. He must know about what type of network or which network on which he is working. So nowadays, major challenge in front of us is, usually we are working with wireless system. We are working with the wireless system. Sometimes what happens, for example, our building wireless system is very, poor in the sense, so not security mechanism is not that much strong. So what happened? The attackers, they can easily, make the adjustment with respect to settings, and they can attack. So why we need a cyber security? Cyber security is necessary since it helps in security data from threats such as data theft or misuse. Also, it safeguards your computer system or system from viruses. So need of cyber security, because it attacks or affects all people. The first, see, for example, suppose if anybody is using Yono app, SBI Yono app, very 15 days or 1 month, you need to upgrade the software. Otherwise what happened? You are getting the message. See, even if there are changes in the technology, again it is a problem for us. The fast changes in technology will cause a boom in cyber attacks, damage to business, and loss of jobs. Therefore, we need of cyber security. Okay. So nowadays, even cyber security is faced by individuals, etc. So now let us see what exactly the threat, what cyber security threat is. The definition is simple. Actually, it is a malicious act that seeks to damage data, steal data, or even disrupt digital life in general. There are so many cyber threats, includes denial of service, DDoS attacks, and other attacks. We will discuss later in detail. So main challenging in front of us is one attack, what is called the insider attack. So that attack is done by the people who are working in the company only, in the industry only. So they misuse, they have already knowledge about the data and they misuse. So they are called actually the insider attacks. So the industry, the organization, they must be careful about this type of attackers, especially the organization, they should not leak whichever the confidential data that can affect their industry data, that their organization data. So what happened is, nowadays, the people who are working at higher level, so some of them, they misuse the data and they may damage the industry. So the reason is because, so cyber threats can come from within an organization by trusted users or from remote location by unknown parties. However, even as per the LinkedIn survey, it says that still US, the America, it needs more than 10,000 what is called cyber security professionals. Why? Because day by day, if we are making some changes, suddenly the attackers, they are using another tool to attack. We are using machine learning concepts to prevent our system. They are also using machine learning concepts to attack our system. What I mean to say is, the technology we are using for positive, we are using positively, and also we are using negatively. What I mean to say is, especially we are using artificial concept, machine learning concepts for high security mechanisms. For the same time, they are using machine learning and concepts to hack or to stolen that data. So therefore, we need such experts. What is the challenging in front of us? Still, lack of cyber security experts or professionals who are able to make such a mechanism using, for example, machine learning only, for example, in such a way that other attacker who are using machine learning algorithm to get attacked, so this algorithm must prevent such type of attack also, which is written by using same technology. This is the challenge, one of the challenge in front of a cyber security professionals or cyber security experts. But still, lot of work is going on to prevent from these type of attacks. Well, as I said earlier, it hit businesses and private system every day, and the variety of attacks has increased quickly. So now let us discuss various types of cyber threats. First one is a malware. It is a malicious software such as spyware, ransomware, viruses, and worms. What happened? Once they activated on your computer, what they will do? So they block access to key network components. Okay, by default, they install additional harmful software. Okay, so many more. Even they disrupt individual parts, making the system inoperable. You know, sometimes our system get, hang. The one of the reason is because of this malware. So sometimes system may not work. It get hang. The reason is because of the malware. Emotet. So it is also an advanced modular banking Trojan. Okay, so it is just like most costly and destructive malware. Next one is denial of service. It is also a type of cyber attack that floods a computer or network, so it cannot respond to requests. Denial means it denies services. So this is a kind of attack. What happened? So it denies services means, so computer or network cannot respond to our request. That is the meaning of the word what is called denial of service. So there is one type of denial of service, what is called DDoS, that is distributed denial of service. It works like same like a DOS, but the attack originates from a computer networks, etc. One of the type of DDoS is what is called the botnet. Man in the middle, definitely this is most, especially this type of attacks usually occur if a person is really, a big person, highly demandable person in the society. So usually what happens? So usually this type of attacks will happen between those type of people. A man in the middle attacker, when hacker insert themselves into two-party transaction. This is the most dangerous one. This is a dangerous attack. So therefore, we should be very careful. So while making transaction between two parties. Next, phishing. So this is the attack which makes fools to everyone. Even educated people got fooled by this. So usually this is the attack. Usually we will get by mails. We will get the emails telling that, for example, you have won the lottery of 1 crore or 2 crore, for example. So what type of attack this one is? Nobody will tell this information to anybody. Even wife will not tell to husband and husband will not tell to wife till they got amount to their account. Such type of attack, this one. So what happened? So in that attack, so usually it asks for your bank details and personal information. So allowing to crore of rupees. Unfortunately, what we will do, we will share all our details through this. Once they got details from us, so by default, they will attack and by default will lose whatever the amount we are having. So therefore, please be careful about such type of mails. Now the question in front of us is, a challenge in front of us is, so how you can, distinguish, or how you can alert, is there any mechanism to alert a literate or a illiterate or anybody? So telling that, so don't open this, or automatically when you touch it, when you try to open, it should not open. It should not open at all. So this is also one of the challenge in front of researchers, in front of cyber security professionals, so they can work on that. They should, whenever that type of email comes to individual, first thing is it should not open at all. Even if you try to open it, it should not open at all. If there is any mechanisms, so what we will do usually, we will put into spam, we will remove, or we will put into recycle. So we will do that one. But sometimes what happened, because of busy schedule or because of some less knowledge, we will try and we'll give what of the information we need. Therefore, be careful, especially during this type of emails. SQL injection, it is also a type of cyber attack that results from inserting malicious code into a server that uses SQL. So the code itself is a attack, malicious code. So we are inserting that is why the name injection. We are injecting or inserting a malicious code into the server which uses SQL. That is the reason why it is called as a SQL. So what happened? So server becomes malfunction and it will not work, and we are unable to get the data from the server. Password attack. So with the right password, usually by default, if they know your password, so they can easily hack your data. So that's why usually banking people or any organization, so they will give guidelines to set your password. First character should be like this, special symbol you should use. So many guidelines are given. If you follow those guidelines, I think there will be no problem. Usually what happened is, please avoid giving password with respect to your nickname, or avoid giving password with your date of birth, or avoid giving password with your some important nickname data are there which are very usually used to you speak outside also. You should not use such type of details as a password. So be careful. So you should follow the instructions given by a concerned organization regarding how to maintain the password. So this is the question about where do cyber threats come from. These are the ways cyber threats come from. Just I am passing the slide because of a time factor. So why it is necessary to protect against cyber threats? The answer is cyber security is private evaluation and all are not always under direct control of our IT security. This is the problem. It is not under direct control of our IT security team. Okay. And second one, as I said earlier, increasing global connectivity. So even we are storing, the organization used to store the data, that is usage of cloud services, etc. Okay. So how to protect against cyber identity threats? How to protect against and identify cyber threats? The answer is very simple. Cyber threat intelligence. Okay. Actually, it gives you the details about how the attackers will attack. So it gives you the knowledge. It will give you the knowledge from where they can attack, how they can attack, what they can attack, what are the sources of attack. Okay. So when they will attack, so what must be strong in your system? I mean to say, whenever you are using internet connectivity, what must be strong? All those details will be given by this cyber threat intelligence. Actually, as I said earlier, nearly 10,000 cyber threat intelligence experts is required by USA still today. Professor, is I audible? Madam, sir, anybody? Is I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So my presentation is clear, or I'm going fast? Hello?
Sir, it's clear, sir.
Clear. Shall I continue? Okay, fine.
You continue, sir. Please continue.
Okay. Well, so these are the top 10 challenges of cyber security. So report given by a review by Isha Upadhyaya. So cyber security is becoming a severe issue for individuals, enterprises, and even government. Okay. So it in a world where everything is on internet by default. So everywhere on the internet, even those who are preparing food in the kitchen, they are also using internet. So online banking transaction, they are using the internet. Everybody nowadays, no one is without internet. No internet, no mobile, no life. No wife, no problem, no mobile, no life. So today, that is why today why it becomes challenging is the number of users day by day becoming so many, and more importance will be given to this technology rather than the personal lives. That is why today it is very easy to make people fall by in terms of attacking. So well, in the world where everything is on the internet, from cute kitten videos and our travel diaries to our credit card information, ensuring that our data remains safe is one of the biggest challenge of cyber security. This is the biggest challenge. So data remains safe itself is the one of the biggest challenge of the cyber security. Okay. So as I said earlier, it comes in the many forms such as ransomware, phishing attacks, malware attacks, and more. So as per the survey, you see, it is India is in 11th place globally in terms of cyber attacks. Okay, and it has witnessed more than number. You can see the number. So many already, cases has been witnessed here. One more challenge I will tell you, my dear faculty members. 4 months before, SP of our Davangere district, she called me. Actually, here I was planned to establish one center of excellence for cyber security. Regarding that, I submitted proposal was supposed to submit a proposal. I met our DC of local Uma madam. So few months after, she called me, madam, through our principal, and she asked me to visit her office to study about the cyber security cases. So in the Davangere district, there was 72 cases. So all the cases are different in nature. One case, she told me regarding recognition. See, so hackers are from India, but addresses is showing from the other country. So that is China. So how this happened? So identifying, again, it is a challenging one. So attackers are in different place. So information on the web we are getting is, after tracing we are getting is from different place. So now the challenge in front of us is, so we need to identify the attacker location, and also attackers are from same place. So we should not differentiate. So it is again a big issue to investigate. Well, so most common types of cyber attacks includes ransomware attack, IoT attacks, cloud attacks, phishing attack, blockchain and cryptocurrency attack, software vulnerabilities, machine learning and AI attacks, BOED policies, insider attacks, outdated hardware attacks. So this number 9 is just like Manekalla. So we say in Kannada, Manekalla kurtire bala kashta ante. The same way, so this 9th one is a challenging one for when you compare to all others. The first one is a ransomware attack. As per the survey, it says that 80% of the organization got attacked by this ransomware. 80%. You see, it has become popular in the last few years and posed one of the India's most prominent cyber security challenge in 2020, especially. So according to cyber security firm SOPAS, what they said is about 82% of Indian organizations were hit by ransomware in the last 6 months. What is the problem? Why so strong attack? Why the software security experts or software professionals not concentrating on this one? One of the challenge still today in front of us is this ransomware attack. So ransomware attack involves hacking into user data and preventing them from accessing it until the answer is ransom amount is paid. Once you pay the amount, what happened? So they may release your data from the preventing it. Okay. So IoT. Why the IoT is challenging one? The answer is very simple. Today, it connects. As per the survey in 2021, I am giving the survey of 21. According to IoT analytics, there are about 11.6 billion IoT devices. You imagine. So IoT devices are computing, digital and mechanical devices that can autonomously transmit data over a network. Now, there are so many devices are connected to with the IoT. Now, the challenge in front of us is, again, the device itself, again, the software which is insert in the device. Next is the various network integrated together. Some networks are strong enough, some networks are weak. So there are so many challenges are there about IoT attack, especially about IoT. Managing IoT itself is a challenging one. So when it is difficult to manage by default, what happens? See, some devices, they are already outdated. So some softwares need to be upgraded, but they are not upgraded. The cyber attackers, they already have the knowledge of how to attack through those type of softwares. So what happened? It is very important whenever if the devices are connected in the IoT, you should be careful. Challenge in front of us is you must be able to manage the device. You must be able to manage the software installed in the device, and you must be able to see to which network your device is connected. These three are especially challenges in front of us with respect to the IoT attacks. So examples of IoT device includes desktop, laptops, mobile phones, smart security devices, etc. Cloud attack. So nowadays, usually industry organizations, they are used to store the data in the cloud. Okay. So because there are so many services we can use from cloud, but still security is not that much. Already security mechanisms, many of them are developed. Still, it is a challenging one in front of us to secure the data. So whenever if the security is weak enough, so we can see this type of a cloud attack. So we know already. So we are all aware of infamous iCloud hack, which exposed private photos of celebrities. So it was happened earlier. So this is what is called a cloud attack. Phishing attack, as I said earlier, it is actually social engineering attack, often used to steal user data, including login credentials and credit card numbers, etc. Okay, so already discussed about this one. So be careful about this type of attack. Blockchain and cryptography attack. Okay, so blockchain and cryptography might not mean much to average internet users. Of course, these technologies are a huge deal for business. We are using especially these technologies, especially for business. I mean, not used by individual, but it is used for business. So, thus, attacks on this framework pose considerable challenges in cybersecurity for business, as it can compromise customer data and, one more important is, and business operation. Okay. Software vulnerabilities. Okay, even the most advanced software has some vulnerabilities. Okay, so individual enterprises do not usually update the software. As I said earlier, every time we need to update the software. That is why usually the online banking system, or usually those who are using YONO app, they used to ask us to update the software. So once otherwise it will not open to enter your login details unless you update. That is a good mechanism. So therefore, we need to concentrate. We should be careful. Every time we need to update the software so that we can prevent it. So, however, updating your device software with the latest version should be a top priority. This is a very important point. Why? What is the problem? And older software version might contain patches for security vulnerabilities that are fixed by developers in the new version. Okay. Attacks on unpatched software versions are one of the major challenges of cyber security. Machine learning and AI attacks. I already told about machine learning. So we are using machine learning concepts. Well, machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies have proven highly beneficial for massive development in various sectors. Even there is a problem with that. As I said earlier, we are using machine learning and AI. Okay, but for prevention, at the same time, we are using same machine learning and AI for attacking. So this is a big concern in India actually. So earlier this attack, I think somewhat now less. Bring your own device. Earlier during Corona peak time, what happened? Industry people, they used to ask to bring your own device. So what happened? The problem with bringing your own device is our devices, for example, computer may be already outdated or maybe not that much strong enough. Software installed in the computer may not be strong enough. So therefore, these devices creates a problem. So therefore, what happened? We must see the devices which we are using. Earlier, most organizations have bring your own device policy for their employees. Okay, having such systems pose multiple challenges in cyber security. Firstly, what happened? If the device is running on outdated or period version of the software, it is already an excellent medium for hackers to access. So easily they can access. Insider attacks, I discussed already about the insider attacks. Okay, while most challenges of cyber security are external for business, there can be instance of an inside job also. Employee within malicious intent can leak or export confidential data to computers or other individuals. So this is happened previously also we got in the news. So one person gave complaint against other person telling that he was our ex-employee. He has hacked all our data and he has opened new company. So this type of things happening. One thing I will tell you. So the cyber security attackers or hackers, they are not uneducated people. They are highly educated people. They are having strong technical knowledge. We are getting education to become good human being. But I'm sorry to say, dear participants, so we are having education to disturb the society and to disturb everybody. So this is what happening. So we are getting knowledge to trouble others, not to save others. So this is the best example I can say. Insider attacks, they use the people to help the company, but unfortunately for the benefit, for the financial benefit, this type of third class employees, they misuse the industry data or organization data and they will leak to others. So what I want to say in conclusion is, so we are educated people, so we must be kind and honest, and we must helpful to the society through the technology. We should not harmful to the society through the technology. Harm to the society through the technology. So as I said already, outdated hardware. Okay. Okay. Conclusion is to protect your device and data against your cyber threats. You can adopt simple measures such as using the latest hardware and software for your digital needs. We'll also need to adapt advanced measures such as installing firewall to add an extra security layer. Okay. Thank you, sir. This is about my presentation.
Thank you very much, Professor. I think within a short time we covered much of the important aspects of cybersecurity. I request any of the faculty members to have any questions. Professor, I think there are no questions. One Parmeshwar KH has raised hand. Hello.
Hello. Yes. Yes.
I think there are no questions, Professor. Thank you very much for your interesting session.
Okay.
I think, yeah, we have principal from Balakot has raised his hand. Madam, can you just give me access to principal of Government Polytechnic, Balakot?
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, sir. Yes, audible.
Hello.
No, I was.
Am I
Yes, sir,
audible?
Yes, sir.
it's audible, sir. Audible, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Sir, my question is,
One second, sir. Principal Balakot has to ask one question. Sir, please continue.
Yes. Yes.
sir, please
sir.
proceed. Hello, sir. Sir, with all the technology we have, why it is not possible to catch the hackers or the frauders?
Ravi, sir, question to you.
Yeah, I got it, sir. The problem is, sir, the hackers are so smart with respect to technology knowledge. So still, the cyber security professionals who are working, they don't have that much knowledge. What I mean to say is, we are using weak AI concepts. Still, we are using weak
Okay,
AI
sir.
concepts. Suppose
Okay, sir.
if you use strong AI concepts, so we can prevent from such attacks, sir. But still, some work is going on that. It is a challenging one in front of us, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, Ravi, sir, can you stop sharing your screen, sir?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Professor Rafi, for your wonderful informative talk on cybersecurity.
Yes,
So
sir.
we have interesting session from the next session is from our honorable Joint Director, Shri Suresh Kumar sir. He is our Joint Director at Administration from the Department of Technical Education. And yes, he actually has done a lot of reforms in our technical education. And now we are interested to implement bring in the changes about BS standards. So on behalf of all the participants and faculty members and other officials, so I welcome you, sir. I welcome you, sir. Okay, I'm audible, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, I'm audible, sir.
Yes.
Audible.
Yeah, sir. I request Madhura madam to please share the sir's presentation slides, madam.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Am I
good evening,
audible
sir. Good evening.
to
Good evening,
everyone?
sir. Good evening. Yes, sir. Your slide is visible, sir. To you?
Please share the video
Yes,
and
sir.
PPT.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is
The
recording, sir. It is recording and continue, sir.
okay. This is a topic related to ISO to 21001 to education management system regarding improving the quality of education. In that, the BAS, Bureau of Indian Standard, ISO 21001 certification for higher education institutions, enhancing the quality and impact in the education system. So regarding this topic, we would like to share some of the few experience as well as some new initiative in the department regarding BAS. So it is also included your NBA as well as some of the institutions for the NAC accreditation. In this platform, some our degree college professors also joined. I think so. Am I sure
No,
the
sir. No, sir. Only Polytechnic and Engineering College, sir.
only Polytechnic and engineering?
Engineering
Okay.
College.
So
Yes, sir.
only Polytechnic engineering, it's only related to BAS and also related to our NBA,
Yes.
National Board of Accreditation related. So far, we come across in our the education department, four of institutes have already enrolled in the NBA. I think so, 4 institutes. So that to department, 4 department. So in the platform, our Professor Basraju has introduced the new initiative to across the state. Our professors in every month they're discussing some of the new initiative, new emerging ideas, emerging topics that they're discussing. I'm also observing this platform. Even then, before I would like to go into the BAS, I very much thanks to this platform, introducing this platform to enhancing the department to improve the quality. So first of all, BAS is the very good initiative they started. Uh, the central government also giving so much fund to enhancing the spread across our education system. So that to higher education, uh, you must have to see the in higher education we have come across 3 decadal how the education has improved, developed in our nations. So first of all, I say before independence and after independence and then present situation. Like that, I divide this education system. In our the gross enrollment ratio, before gross enrollment ratio, I would like to say the education parameter will going to assess, that is enrollment. In the census, 1919 census, 1921 census, 1921 census, the Great Depression in the year 1919, that time also they conducted survey, census data, 1921. Our what do you call the enrollment of education, that is not in higher education, that is only 7%. 7%. And when you come to 1947 after independence, 1951 census, the national average enrollment, average school, college, like that I am telling, not in higher education, it is increased up to 17% in 1951. The census data is available. You please refer the data. So, and now in 2011 census, you please, that is 82.94%. It is increased to 84.29% has been increased. So next, coming to the our GER in higher education, GER national average is about 27%, whereas in our state is 36% national average in higher education. It means say that 100 students are enrolling in that. Higher education after passing PUC or a diploma is also considered higher education. So the students will going to enroll is a 27% national average, whereas in the state average is 36%. Our state, as per the what do you call estimated in 2030, 2030, they'll expected to enrolled GR ratio will be 50%. 50%. So coming to this brief history of this regarding the crash enrollment in higher education. So I'll deeply involved in this department for higher education to introduce the BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard, to improve the quality of our education system. So that BIS basically Bureau of Indian Standards. So earlier it was ISO certification, ISO certification, Indian Standard certification. So now it is in 2005, it seems it has been changed to Bureau of Indian Standards. So Indian officially national standard organization, role of BIS and ISO certification. So BIS assess international institutional based on ISO standard, providing certification in that confer an institution meet internationally recognized quality benchmarks. So in this platform, the BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard, will going to improve the quality of education. So that earlier the ISO and BIS mainly focus on product oriented. Now then the service also they added to the service. This education comes under service sector, so that they give the quality of service. Then only they'll come to gain the profit. So based on that, they focus on the education system. They introduce the BIS certification. So validity validates quality practice within Indian institutions. So it BIS gives within Indian institutions only they provide. It helps align Indian institutions with a global standard, enhancing their credibility and appeal in both domestic and international education landscapes. So it means to say that so in an international landscaping, so education landscaping, though you must to focus on domestic. First of all, you must have to focus both the domestic as well as international. So we must have to give much importance will be given to the education. So we have in higher education a lot of higher education institutes are there. Even then, the IITs are there, IIMs are there, AIMS are there. Even then, the in the middle order and lower middle order, we need to have a focus the quality approach, and the not an employee oriented. We should have to focus on employer oriented. Employer will become the one employer will be a thousand employee equivalent to 1,000 employees, or roughly I'm telling, one employer equal to 1,000 employees. So like that, you must focus on employer education pattern system, so that such a big country and a highly thick populated country like us, our population. So we have to be, government cannot only agency can give employability is very difficult. So that what we have to focus, in addition to that, government also separate platform to improving the quality of education and giving the entrepreneurship, like, so employer, like that. We must generate employers rather than employee. One employee will be survive for his the once you get a job, he has to survive for his family. But one employer will going to sacrifice for many families. So that we need to have focused on that. The purpose of ISO 21001 for higher education, primary purpose: ensure education institutions deliver consistent quality education that align with the global standards. So it means that consistently we need to give a global standard educations. And focus area: student satisfaction and the process of improvement. And it means in this student satisfaction, emphasis on meeting students learning needs effectively. Need based education system, like that, effectively must have to focus. Process improvement: continuously enhancing the institution's management system. So in this the ISO or BAS, to improve the continuously enhancing the institution's management system. And accountability, transparency, this strengthening stakeholders trust by adopting transparent and accountable process. So it means to say that nowadays we are see the many of our schools not minimum standards. So that's why schools or colleges minimum standards we need to uh, give and get the quality of education system. So, and outcomes: a structural system that support better governance and effective decision making. It means to say that a structured system, unstructured system, you cannot expect effective decision making. A structured, a well defined, it means to say then only we can get the focused on the benefits of ISO 21000 for education institutions. Enhanced the quality of education. Establish a quality management system that drives improvement in teaching, assessment, and learning resources. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. So I just talking, and the other side nobody is talking.
No,
So
no,
that's
sir.
why I just cross check. Okay. So in this learning resources, the greater stakeholders satisfaction.
Madam,
Satisfied student, parents, faculty, and employer due to improved quality, reliability, and transparency. In this, we must have to satisfy the institute. One institute has to satisfy the parents and the faculty, the employees, and the employer, improve the quality as well as the stakeholders, students also, student community, reliability and transparency. Without transparency, we cannot get nowadays. So today's a lot of initiative have been taken place through global transformation, and also technology transformation, and also internet and other global enhancing technology. with the usage of that, we are reducing the like what we payment of fees, online payment, and payment of even then notes also they are saying the through online, and even teaching also. See what we are teaching methods. So it is after COVID-19, it is drastically changed our teaching methods by using the new technology. So that's helping the education institutions become more efficient, utilizing the resources wisely and ensuring the quality assurance at each level. So, at all levels of education pattern or system, you need to enhance the quality assurance. So, student-centric focus. So, in this, all education institutes are student-centric only, and also very much focus on emerging technology. So improve these students' outcomes, and certification helps institution design programs and service with the cater the individual learning styles and need, enhancing education effectiveness. So personalized learning supports provides mechanisms for recognizing and supporting diverse learning needs and backgrounds, including accessible service for students with a disabilities and specific learning needs. Outcomes increases student engaged in a rational retention by ensuring that learning environment supports by a wide range of learning. So in this, they mainly focus on the BAS, focus on the student centric and supportive with personal learning supports and various other technical background and initiatives, accessible service student with disability students and other learning needs. Okay, so alignment with the institutional goals, strategic development, ISO 21001 certification aids structuring an institution's policies, process, goal to better align with its mission and visions. So each institute have a vision and mission. With the vision and mission, it works accordingly and give a certification. Long-term impact. At the once they get into the ISO, long-term impact will be taken place. Ensure the institutional practices are sustainable, uh, scalable, and consistent with a quality improvement over time. So it means say that in this long-term improvement will have to taken place in this. Once get certification, they'll audit and give assessed certificate, and then it will always improve the quality of our institutes. If an institution's goal is to be boost research output, ISO 21010 can guide the establishment of standardized resource practices and quality benchmark. So it means say that, for example, I told that 21001 can guide establishment of standardized research practices and quality benchmark. So that will focus on your institutes uh, in a uh, in a global enhancing global recognition, compliance with a international standard. It complies with international standard. ISO 21001 certification assures that institutions meet uh, internationally recognized quality standards, boosting credibility, attracting global talents. The certification makes the institution more appealing, prospective standard, faculty, and collaborators from around the globe by reinforcing its commitment to quality. It means to say that once you get the certification, make institutions more appealing with a prospective students and faculty and the collaborators with the other institutes in a global Outcomes: expands international students enrollment. In this, by getting ISO certification, it will attract the international enrollment and expand with a global education pattern. Building a reputation among peer institutions globally, paving the way for collaborative ventures. So it means that they build with other institutions collaborative and exchanging the global views and ideas. Competitive advantages: if you get the ISO certification, edging with the education sectors, this ISO certification distinguishes institutions, making them more attractive to prospective students, faculty, and employer seeking graduates. So it will easily get advertised and get focused on the student perspectives. Facilitating partnership: certification can improve the opportunity to form partnership with other reputable institutions. Once you get the ISO certifications, you will always have a platform with reputable institutions for the research bodies and industries leaders, enhancing the institution reach and resources. So you can reach out to your institute at the global and also national and international with the research and other activities. Outcome: stronger institutional branding, higher enrollment, and improved career opportunities for graduates. So in this, once get into the ISO certification, stronger institutional benchmark, branding. Your institute will be branded in a national or international level, and also higher enrollment. Your student will be get enrolled and improved career opportunity for the students community. For improving the quality at polytechnics, MOU. So in this, so at the end, the for improve the quality of education, you need to have some enrollment with or better talk with the BAS people and get MOU with the BAS. I'll tell you the what will be the advantage for with the BAS MOU. You will lot of opportunity for them, and they'll boost and also try to give some financial assistance even then for the conducting some programs. In a year, you will going to conduct three programs by setting up of standard clubs like engineering colleges. They should have to minimum 50 students. Standard clubs, you must have to starts with like our two of the institutes already enrolled the standard clubs activity. They initiated. Malavalli Polytechnic has already enrolled, and also Ramnagara Engineering College already enrolled. GEC Ramnagara enrolled with standard clubs and activities also. They initially in the standard clubs, the BAS give in-house training for the mentors, and the activities will going to starts with their institutes, the involving the student community to improve the quality of the education system and also institutions. And also MOU with BAS with the engineering and the polytechnic. If you have a MOU with BAS, they'll going to finance for your lab up to 10 lakhs. They'll provide for a lab setting up of lab, and also for your any product, new invented products or invented machines, invented any what do you call the intellectual property. They will going to assist to intellectual property right, getting intellectual property rights like that, and also they try to boost up the your product. So like that, BAS also encourage this MOU with engineering, and for the conducting one program up to 1 lakh one program. They for the in a year 3 programs for the engineering college for the standard activities, club activities. For colleges like Polytechnic, they up to minimum 10,000 to some accessible amount they're going to provide for the program to conduct the activities, involvement, and based on the calendar of events they're going to provide, and they improve the quality of your institutions. And also in the end, the follow-up action also very important. Follow-up. Some people I expect, I went on so many institutes like Belgaum I visited, Ballari I visited, and also what is that? Uh, Hubli I visited, Mysore, like that. Wherever I visited, the institutes, they also take a initiative to improve their the quality and also standards. Before going to NBA, please take initiative by setting up of the standard clubs, making use of the BAS initiative, and also BAS financial assistance, and also make with a MOU with the BAS. Each institutes have a lot of opportunity to. I also move the file. And also for the BAS, Bureau of Indian Standard certification, for that next level. First, you have to be MOU and also standard club, and third level is getting certifications. Once you get a certification, you will get your institute will get a international uh, uh, accessibility will going to open. At the end, summarizing key benefits of this BAS or ISO 21001 certification. Ultimately the quality is the major issue. It will improve the quality of our institutes. A systematic approach to improve the education quality, and accountability. Second is accountability, establishing a robust mechanism for accountability at all levels, and global recognitions. So once you get ISO certification, your institute will be globally recognized for way for international engagement and credibility. Next steps for institution interacted in certifications, and the conducting a gap analysis. So they conduct gap analysis, and they will guide us. So where in which area you are lagging behind, so you need to improve the like that overall approach. They will going to help us to assess current practices, and developing a compliance a roadmap with a timeline and resources. They'll give the roadmap with the timeline and with available resources. So engaging with the stakeholders, that is faculty, students, administrators, parents. So for the smoother transactions, smoother transactions. So that engaging with the stakeholders in this ISO or BAS focus on faculty, students, and the parents, and the those who the institutes, so the administrators. So it focus on. So overall approach it will give in this, and encouraging the decision makers to consider BAS certification 21,000 as worthwhile investment to enhance institutional performance, sustainability, and impacts. So in this, I conclude. Please try to the institutes around. We have government set up 16 engineering colleges, 107 polytechnic colleges are there. At least first phase-wise manner, please come across and improve the quality of education. Whatever we see in at a globally, because of you people only. I'm always addressing you people. So because of your you people invented many of the that it means to say that wherever there which country people are there, they invented something, but it is your community people have been invented. It means the engineers, so who invented this technology. I sit somewhere and talking with this, and also implemented the internet, and so many things. Today's 21st century, we are seeing technology world, the global village. So that I conclude this. Please try to enroll and making use of the Bureau of Indian Standards and improve the education system. Thank you. In this, any questions, please raise the questions, and I'll also interact on 5 minutes, and then I'll conclude this. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
So thank you very much, sir. There are any questions from Is there any questions related to BS? Yeah.
Is any queries or any improvement in this regard? Please give your inputs, and surely we'll going to adapt in our department to improve the quality of educations. We are talking too much related to quality, but even then we are not yet reach the up to the international standard. So we need to have some improvement in the education system, please.
I think there are no questions from audience, sir.
If there are no questions, we'll.
Yes. Sir, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
talk on BS. So this actually definitely, as you mentioned in your presentation, there are a lot of opportunity for engineering colleges and polytechnics to take it forward. And as you said, there are many quality initiative steps. And
even then, government is initiative. Central government has taken initiative through the Department of Bureau of Indian Standards. So that they come across actually. They already conducted 2 programs in-house programs, the mentor programs. One I 2 programs I went, one inauguration and one valedictory. I went for the guest. I came to know that for engineering colleges, they'll get 1 lakh rupees, one program they conduct in the college. 1 lakh rupees for the conducting standard club activities. One program. Like that, in a year, they are going to conduct 3 programs they will provide. Once they have to enrolled in their system. Only Ramnagar college is enrolled, they started. And Maloli Polytechnic, Maloli college, they started. Like that, other college also, they have to come across, and they should have to participate and get things to be done.
Through this platform, actually, I request all the principals of engineering colleges and polytechnics to enroll immediately for BA and make use of
please contact the Malvoli principal, and also please contact with the Ramnagara principal. They'll give the little bit idea about regarding this and how to enroll, what are the procedures, they'll guide us. And the third level is the certification. First level is standard club, second level is MOU, third level is certification. Once your institute will get certified, you'll see your standard of your institutes. We are talking with the IIT, IIMs like that, but even then we are not at boost of one institute in our states. Please try to support the department, try to cooperate with us to improve the quality of our education system. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much for your suggestions and inputs. So definitely, we all will try to strive hard to get the education for all the colleges.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your suggestions.
Thank you.
All the participants who have been keen in listening for this all the sessions. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.